Hi, my name is Arbab Nasibullah and I am founder and CEO of Feel Worldwide. We have two honorable guests with us, and today they have joined us in order to listen their stories and their successful achievements that they have throughout their life. And we will be introducing them to you, and we will let you know that who are those participants and what are their names. So we have two most recent participants from Jordan, and both of them they have joined us. Ghaith is from Jordan, so he will introduce himself, and Sara is also from Jordan. So they have a lot of achievements and a lot of learnings that we will be discussing in terms of questions and answer sessions. So everybody whosoever will be available here, they can ask their questions and we will be ready to answer your all questions. So first of all, I would like to know, and if Ghaith, you will introduce yourself so that everybody will listen that what you are doing and everything regarding you, like your achievements, your things. Complete introduction of Ghaith. And thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much, Sara, for coming and joining us today. Yes, Ghaith.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for providing this opportunity for me, Arbab. Hey everyone, my name is Ghaith Al-Jarbir. I'm from Jordan and I'm 19 years old. Currently, I'm working as a media officer at an organization that is funded by the UN called IAF. And because I'm quite young still, I don't have many experiences when it comes to working, but I've done tons of voluntary work. I've served the community, and my latest achievement must be the SUSI program 2019, which I have participated in alongside Sara and under the supervision of Arbab.
Yeah. Thank you, Ghaith, for introducing yourself. And Sara, will you please introduce yourself to our participants?
Sure. First of all, thank you for having us. I'm Sarah Al Abdallah. I'm from Jordan. I'm 21 years old. I work as an entrepreneurship today. I do a lot of volunteer work and I still study. I'm a business information technology student, which is a mixture between business and IT. There are a lot of things to say.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that we will be discussing. So, Sara and Ghaith, thank you very much that you both are here, and we will be having a lot of questions that our participants will be asking and people will be asking from us. So everybody is always welcome to ask any questions from Sara or Ghaith. So they both are here. And Sara and Ghaith, few things like which we would like to know. First of all, the thing which we were discussing right now here about SUSI. So can you please introduce that what is this SUSI, and like any introduction from both like Sara and Ghaith. Ghaith, if first of all you will tell us something about SUSI, then we will also take few comments from the Sara, and we will also try to answer all those questions which will be coming meanwhile. Yes, please.
Yeah. So first of all, SUSI program is a program provided by Meridian at Washington and is applied by the selected universities in the United States. So this year's theme of the program that I have participated on is the entrepreneurship and economic development. So first of all, if you are planning to apply for the program, you surely have to make sure about what is this program about, what is the background of it, and does it match your own background? And so this year, as I have said, it's about entrepreneurship and social development. So what I have really felt that is different about the SUSI program of this year, that it had really had more of applied work, applied science in it. It's not just the courses that you can take online while you are sitting at home. You really have to go all of that distance, and you really have to go around the world, you know, to the other half of the world, to really know and to really learn more about entrepreneurship and social development. So yeah, I leave the rest to Sara.
Yeah, please, Sara, if you can tell us like what this program is all about and everything.
Sure. Okay. SUSI. And it's about entrepreneurship and economic development. And It's a lot of things actually. It's not what people may. I mean, it's not theoretical as it seems as it is. Like it's not just numbers and theories and meanings. It's like really applicable, and there are a lot of challenges, like actual word and market challenges that we have been through, and it's really like they put you in the middle of the market, and you actually do a thing that is tangible. It's not just like intangible things that you just count and stuff. It's not just theory and books and stuff. It's really an active thing to do, and I don't know, it's inspiring in a way, in a really nice way.
Yeah. So Sara and Ghaith, like you both told us about your background, you both told us like everything that what you have been doing throughout your career. So as you both were participant in SUSI 2019, so can you tell us like in which program of SUSI, because there are a lot of program of SUSI that normally they are organizing different type of programs in US, and different institutes are hosting that one, and US Department of State is the funding organization for that, and then Meridian was definitely like the organization who was looking after all this program, and your host organization which you mentioned, that is University of Massachusetts, in which like you have also attended a lot of sessions. So for this entire SUSI program, can you tell us that what is the eligibility criteria of this SUSI program? Who can apply and who cannot apply? Eligibility and ineligibility, if you will explain a little bit so that people will come to know that either they are eligible or not, and they can also ask questions, and then we will be able to answer their questions also.
Yeah. So as we have said that the program that we participated in is by the Donahue it's all about, as we have said, entrepreneurship and economic development at the University of Massachusetts, UMass.
Yeah.
So as I have mentioned earlier, the main thing that you have to make sure that this year's program background is really matching your own perceptions, your own ideas, and what you are really working on in your life, because you don't want to spend just a full summer of your life just studying and applying to something that is not really you, because in the end you're going halfway the world for 1 month or more than a month. So if you're going to spend your time and going to spend your money on something, you have to spend it on something that is really you, that is really something that matches your perceptions in life. And the eligibility criteria, I think it's a really wide criteria, to be honest with you. So at least you have to be 18. I have applied when I was exactly 18. Until you are 24 or 23, I can't really remember the numbers exactly.
Okay.
And I think that's it. There are no really clear criteria. It's quite vague, to be honest with you. But it really differs from an embassy to an embassy, because the embassy makes the decision of accepting people. So by example, if we are looking at Egypt, the criteria is quite different than Jordan. At Egypt, you have to apply with your GPA, with your university, with everything else. Meanwhile, in Jordan, you just have to write your CV, and they will just background check you. They will make sure that your CV is
appropriate,
the thing that you have actually wrote in here, and from there the selection process starts.
So Sara, as Ghaith has explained few points about eligibility criteria of the SUSI and few other stuff, so would you like to tell us like some more steps like which are important that every participant should consider before applying for such kind of program?
So as we're talking about Jordan, I think that there are a lot of criteria that are not just academical, like not just the GPA. They definitely look at that. Does it have to be really high, or does it have to be low? I mean, you have to be in the average of the GPA. And they look a lot at the extracurricular activities like volunteering, organizing stuff. I mean, it doesn't have to be organizing, but just volunteering. Knowing that you're an active person in the community, because they need active people. I mean,
Yeah.
they want to teach more to active people so they can do more for
Yeah.
their countries. About the age, it's not, I mean, you have to be more than 18, but the main criteria for getting the visa is that you have to, I mean, have more than a semester left for university, so they're sure that you come back to your country.
Okay.
That's about the age.
Yeah.
As I said, there is a form that you have to fill. I mean, you have to apply your CV. There is a form that you have to fill. You have to write your personal recommendation letter, a personal statement.
Yeah. So, yeah, yeah. So I think, Sara, we cannot listen to you. That what you are saying.
On your CV.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah, so all these things, like as Sara and Ghaith, they both have mentioned, like the eligibility criteria, there are definitely a lot of things like you can mention. Person should not be enroll in the last semester of their degree program, so they are like undergraduate program, and if they are enrolled in the undergraduate program,
Yeah.
so as they have mentioned that it can be like any semester, but it should not be the last semester, because you should have some time left, so that like when you will go back to your country and you will join your own university, so you will at least try to contribute what you have learned. So all these things like which Sara and Ghaith, they have mentioned, and for the age limit also, like they have mentioned different things. So all these things which they have been mentioning here, like definitely we are going to take help of them, and we will also try to learn more about all these things. Ghaith and Sara, like normally people are asking that how can you apply for such kind of programs? Like how did you both apply? Was it like online application? Was it offline application or something like what? Like Ghaith, can you tell us that was it an online application?
Yeah, so it's really two different stages
Yeah.
of applying. So you first have to stay tuned to the pages of the U.S. Embassy.
Okay.
That is really important because they always post their opportunities there. You fill in an online form, and after a few months, you know, if you are eligible, the other stage will start, as you will be interviewed by phone, and then you will be invited to the embassy. They will start asking you questions there. They will be interviewing you many times. I was interviewed twice actually.
Yeah.
And after that, the third stage, as I would call it, starts with the background checking from the U.S. Department of State and all of these things until you are finally accepted.
Yeah.
and confirmed as a new participant in any given program. Yeah.
Okay. And Sara, can you tell us like exactly the same thing like which Ghaith has mentioned? This is like online application. Was it easy to be filled, and is it difficult to be filled?
It first starts as an online application, and after reviewing all the applications, they see who's eligible to go to the interview, and which is the second stage, which I've said earlier. And in this interview, they try to look at the personality of the person in front of them, which is like, can they like work with other people? How can they manage to work with other people if they're culturally open or they're closed-minded? And then after checking their criteria, there's the more detailed, the more backgroundish information, which are like the nationalities and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is basically like the visa process.
Yeah.
They see if you are okay to get the visa or not.
Yeah.
And that's basically the third.
Yeah. So as Sara and Ghaith, they both have mentioned, like you have to apply online for such kind of programs. All SUSI programs are announced like through embassy websites, and plus then people also share such kind of links on social media also. And they have official pages like U.S. State Department, and then Meridian International, they have like official pages on Facebook also. Normally whenever such kind of announcement will take place, so they will announce all these programs on their own pages. So remember this thing, that this session is 100%, it is only and only awareness session, where we are going to share the success stories and achievements of our those two people. Like today they have joined us and they have their achievements, so we are discussing all these things with them also. So it is a kind of like learning experience for all of us, and we will be learning that how they have applied for this program, what were the benefits of this program, and everything like that. So we have few questions, like as Umar has also asked a question, like how can we make application more competitive, and how can we win this specific process? Like, is it easy, whosoever will apply, they will be selected? Or it was something like thousands of applications came to embassy and then embassy selected few people? Like is it a easy process or a difficult process? If it is easy, like how can they do their thing? And if it is difficult, like how can they manage their things, like to make their application the best one? Like should they tell lie, or should they tell truth to the people, like whatever they have done? So how can somebody make their application the best one?
Okay, so if I have some kind of an advice for anybody, first of all, throw yourself through every open door in life. You have to have every kind of experience if you want to have a competitive CV with other people who are applying, because especially the SUSI program, it's quite competitive. There's a lot of people applying every year. I think that it's even more popular. I think in Egypt there's thousands and thousands of people who are just applying now.
Yeah.
So and there are actually people who are preparing their CVs and their applications 1 year prior to the opening of the link. So it's quite hard, to be honest with you. So as I have said, just throw yourself through every open door, gain as much as experiences as you can. Nothing goes off the map for them. Everything can be counted on. So after you have done that, my main advice would be just don't lie about anything in your CV, because they will ask about it. They will check it. I remember at my second interview, I've had something, an event in the CV that I just forgot about, and the first thing that they have asked me about was that event. And I was so scared that I would not be able to answer, and they would take it as a lie. So at the end, they just scratched that event off my application, because I didn't remember what was that event about. To be honest with you. So I'm just gonna say this advice again: throw yourself through every open door, gain every experience that comes in your way, even though it's not paid, even though it's gonna take a lot of your time. But in the end, when you apply that CV and when you apply to that program, it's gonna be all worth it.
Yeah. And Sara, can you also tell us, like as Ghaith has mentioned, like how can you make your application the best one, and how can you make it as a competitive one, like it will compete other people's?
Sure. As I said before, I think that volunteering is the key. Like, do a lot of volunteering, do a lot of charity work. It doesn't have to be paid. You don't have to have an actual work to do that. Just throw yourself at whatever volunteering opportunity you have, and fill your CV with great stuff, different stuff. It doesn't have to be like the same thing over and over. And about the don't lie. About the lighting, no, don't lie, and don't do as late. Just review your CV if you have like I did because I forgot actually a lot of stuff that I did, because I did a lot of volunteering. So when I was in the car going to the first interview, I was like, wait, I just have to check my CV, because I literally forgot half of it. First I was nervous, and then I was like, wait, I did that like a lot of time ago, so I just have to recheck it. And recheck as many events as you have. Just go through your pictures, remember stories about it, so you can tell them. About the competitive thing, I think that it should be more competitive, but I think it differs from a country to another, because I mean, you have standards there. I mean, if you have a person that has done like tons of things and tons of different things, they should like they hire the standards. So About the competitive thing, actually, it differs from time
It
to another
depends,
because
yeah.
the people that apply are different. And we four got selected in between 840 people. So yeah, I think there is competition. There is a lot of competition, but it's not that impossible. I mean, if you think, yeah, it's a big number, but it's not that hard to get there.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to work hard through, I mean, build yourself. That's it.
Yeah, so exactly like as Sara and Ghaith have mentioned, like while filling the application, and how can you make your application as the competitive one, and how can it compete other people, like you will be shortlisted for the next process. It is 100% dependent on you. You have to mention everything that you have done, not those things that you have not done. It should not be something that where you are exaggerating things which is not true. So try to mention all those things what is you, and you have to mention all those facts. So when you will truly reflect everything that you have done, it will definitely give you a competitive edge, and it will definitely make you shortlisted. But again, this selection process is being done 100% by like embassy, the U.S. embassy, which is present in your country, like in whichever country you people are. So all these countries, they vary that in which country you are staying and every stuff like that. So you have to see and you have to look after that what processes are required. But whatever you have done, according to Ghaith and Sara, they are saying that in your student life you must have done a lot of things. So mention every single point that you have done. If you are not mentioning all those points, so it means this thing that you are going to lose a lot of edge in that, and then definitely you will not be able to answer the questions of people, and you will not be able to answer anything which they will ask you in the interview process. And definitely when people are applying, so there are thousands of people that they are applying for such kind of scholarships and such kind of opportunities. So you have to make yourself different. And how can you do that thing? Be yourself and reflect everything that you have done, and try to remember and before going there, and try to review your application time and again, so that you will come to know. As Sara and Ghaith, we both were here like in this session, like we are going to discuss about international education program and international cultural exchange program. So what do you think, what kind of cultural activities were present in US while you both were here in US? So how did you learn about the US culture, and how did you how did you tell people about culture of Jordan, and did you learn about any other culture of other countries like Egypt, Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia and US? So is this really a kind of exchange program, and how do you people normally learn from one another experiences?
Yeah. So as I think that I've started, I said that the program itself, it's really applying, it's really working with other people.
Yeah.
And I think that we and the US people were the perfect mirrors for ourselves. Because I think that by years of program television and news and stuff, we both start having some really wrong perceptions about each other. So
Yeah.
we've been asked some really silly questions, to be honest
Yeah.
with you, about it's like that we still live in deserts, or those really silly questions.
Yeah.
But with time and with the activities that we have been sharing with each other, you really tell the world that is our true culture, that we are some good people, that we are working hard in the right way to make our countries better. And in the same time, the American people have really shown themselves really different than that is being shown in the program television, let's say.
Yeah.
And from the other sides, we have worked with many other countries in the program. So we've had people from Pakistan, like you. We have had people from Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco. Excuse me if I have forgot any other country. Tunisia.
Yeah.
So once you actually start living with those people, and you once really start interacting with those people, you start to gain a really much better experiences with them, and really much better perceptions with them. and the more you keep interacting with them,
Yeah.
the more you love them. So I think that was a lesson for everybody, and to me especially, that do not have perceptions on people and on cultures without actually interacting
Yep.
with them.
So, Sarah, how about your cultural exchange and international education exchange program? Like, did you learn something, or did you make other people learn, and did you share your knowledge with them?
I've learned tons of things, tons of beautiful things. Like, the small details about each country, the things that they do daily, like going on the bus, the queue to the bus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That small details about each country and the funny stories that they tell, that you can really feel yourself like you know them better on the core.
Yeah.
Right? We shared a lot of funny stories, like stories that people were like, wait, do I really want to go there? But then we would joke about it, and
Yeah.
they would like, I definitely want to try that.
Yeah.
We learned from tons of countries. We learned tons of accents.
Yeah. That's
My
nice.
roommate Dunya was Egyptian. I literally learned. I came back home
Okay.
talking Egyptian better than Jordanian,
So-
as they say, and it was amazing, literally amazing. Actually, I loved everything about the small details
Yeah.
that give you, I don't know, excitement to know more about them.
Yeah.
That was from each one of them, from mentors to participants to people that we met there, and it was really, really amazing to know everything about the people and their culture and their days and how they live.
Yeah.
And to talk about our country and how proud to be from Jordan and
That's nice.
everything. I don't know, it's everything.
So it means like you people
learned-
represented everybody who came from different countries. Either they were from Algeria, Egypt, Jordan, Morocco, Tunisia, Pakistan, or any other country. Like whosoever came, you have learned from their culture, and they have also learned from your culture. Have you attended any cultural event in US also, or did you like try your own cultural dress, like Jordanian dress or Jordanian food or something, or anything like that?
You bet we did. You bet we did. It's actually the thing that I've really loved in the program, that it's always scheduled for you to have an interaction with someone, because even if you don't want to have an interaction with someone, you will be forced to.
Yeah.
You will be made into interacting with people. So I remember at our second day at Amherst, we've had the opening ceremony, which have had the cultural background in it. We will all told to wear our traditional dresses. We've all have really shown the American people
Yeah.
what our cultural things that we wear.
That's nice.
At first, I could tell that they were really surprised about it.
Yeah.
They were not amazed; they were surprised. But also at our last day at Amherst, we've had the closing ceremony at our last night.
Yeah.
And I recall wearing the same stuff, people wearing the same stuff to the town. And the thing that have really surprised me, and the thing that I really loved, that people stopped looking at us at the look that, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And they have just turned their looks at the, okay, I like this is different, and different is good sometimes. So that is something. And just to top all of this, the time that we have spent at other states like New York, Detroit, Boston, and Washington, we have learned tons of things there about people, because when you are kind of left alone, so you are now forced to deal with other people, so you can really know more about the environment, the new environment that you are now located in. So that is just so important for you to have the full cultural experience with other people and with your own culture also.
Yeah. So it is like very interesting for you both that you people have learned a lot about different cultural backgrounds and every stuff like that. And we have like a few comments also on different platforms, like they are coming. So we will be adding those questions also. And meanwhile, like if you have any questions, so you guys can ask about such kind of things. And one more thing, like Sara and Ghaith, you have also mentioned that you have visited few other states also. So in such kind of program, like how many states and how many cities you guys have visited?
Yeah, Sarah can answer that.
Yeah, Sarah.
Well,
Like
okay.
which states
We've
you
been
have
in Amherst,
visited, or which
Massachusetts,
cities you
and
have explored?
we've been to Boston, New York, Detroit, and Washington.
Okay, so all these different cities, were they exactly same, or every city had different things and different learning experience?
Totally different. They were like different countries at some
Okay.
point.
So
At
at
some
some
extent, they
point,
were
like
like,
they
okay,
were
this is
100%
this is
different
definitely a
countries.
different country.
Okay, so all these things, like when
Yeah.
you are doing such kind of things, like about international programs and stuff, so were there how your program was being divided? Like were there any academic sessions, classroom activities, trainings, or presentations, your own presentations? Like what sort of activities were involved in this overall exchange program of SUSI?
Yeah, so the SUSI program, as I have experienced it, it had a little bit of everything. It had a really full experience, to be honest with you. So at first, you will be going to classrooms, you will be having many classes, but not as intense as you would think that it would be. You will have classes about entrepreneurship, about leadership, about other things. And then you will be told to apply everything that you have learned, and the many tasks of reviewing the market itself, about searching in it, about learning more about it. And once you have gained all of those experiences inside a classroom, you now have to go and make it a thing in the real world. So we've had a sales day. Everyone had to pick his own unique idea.
Yeah.
And then turn it into an actual product that could be sold, that could be made. And I think that because of the really different backgrounds that we come from as students, we have really came up with some really different products as entities. So I might just let Sarah complete from here, because she also had this experience.
Sure. Yeah. As you said about the marketing was really, I mean, also the academic side of it was really inciting at some point. At some extent, we knew most of the things, because I think that as I said before, the standards of the people who applied were more elevated, so we knew most of the academic side of it. But about the active things, the market research, the scavenger hunts, that was really amazing. And we did, like I said, when we went to the market and we had to do our own product and sell it. We had an idea first, which was making like super websites and stuff. But when we thought about when you or Bob gave us the tents and the tables, we were like, okay, we have to put this in the market and sell these things, but what are we selling exactly? So we needed something to put on the table. Yeah. So that night we spent like 7 hours making candles to sell in the market. We went to Walmart to get all the stuff, and we started at like, I don't know, 8 or 9 or something at night. And we stayed up all night to prepare for the market thing. And surprisingly, we sold everything.
That's really nice.
People in Amherst were really nice, and they were really supporting.
Yeah.
Everything handmade. They were like, okay, you work on this, you worked hard on this, so I'll buy this. So they were really nice.
So people were supportive and they
were
encouraged you, people.
As I said. That made it better. What?
Everybody was encouraging you, like appreciating you regarding your business initiatives and other stuff like that. So it is like very interesting to know all about such kind of things, like and like definitely whosoever is going to listen this, and they will be excited to apply for such kind of program and be the part of this. Few more things like which we would love to know from you people, like regarding your exchange experiences. Like, were there any problems, like for example, like if somebody will get sick or somebody will get injured or somebody will get like have any other problem? So in this program, were there like facilitation for that, or were there like any kind of help or support to help people around?
Yeah, so I actually recall myself being sick at one day. I think that was the day before we went to New York. And
Yeah.
I actually remember when I told you that I have to go home and rest.
Yeah.
And I think that the facilities that we were exposed to didn't really, expose us to any harm. But people still get injured and people still get sick sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just something that is out of hand. And you guys always have made sure that we get the best care, that we are always taken care of, that we are always taking the right amount of rest.
Yeah.
And I think that the thing that people really get sick from is being homesick,
Yeah.
is being really depressed that they have left their towns and they're missing their people, so they get much more vulnerable to
Yeah.
diseases. But when we were with each other, that thing that was just eliminated.
Yeah, and
We have
Dunya
also
has
that-
just asked one question. Sorry, Ghaith, I will stop you here.
Yeah,
Dunya
please.
has asked that what kind of product have you sold? Like you both sold what kind of things? Well, you both were here in US. What was
Yeah,
your
and-
business?
Unfortunately, we have sold virgin mojitos and hibiscus.
Oh,
Most unfortunately, we did that. Yeah.
so
But-
it was
but-
like, was it successful? Like people liked your products and stuff?
Yeah. I remember that we've had some great artists with us in the team, and she had done all of these signs and stuff. And she was called Dunya, by the way. And we have made about $200.
Oh.
We have took $100 of loan from you guys, and we
Okay,
have
so you
returned them
guys
as
made the
200.
profit out of that then?
Yeah, we sure did. We sure did.
Okay, so it means this thing that profit was not a big thing, but learning was the biggest experience for you both. Like that was a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
experience
sure.
for you both.
Definitely.
Sure, it is. It is.
I think that the thing that I learned the most was to manage the challenge, because they gave us like $100 loan and we had like a day and a half to do everything. And we had to come up with an idea, and we had to, I mean, it was all like in a rush, and we had to manage everything really fast. And it's not just about the idea, it's about how applicable it is and all the aspects of the market and who are the people that you want to sell to, and all of that was really challenging, and I really loved it.
Oh.
I mean, at first we were like, oh no, that's not fair, and how we do that.
Yeah,
but
we hated you so much. At the
Yeah.
we
beginning.
always
Like because of overload of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So few
Yeah.
more things, like were people excited to learn about, like all those participants, like in your group you have mentioned that 5 different country people were present, and so on first day definitely like everybody is little bit reserved, but tell me, like were they excited to learn more? Were they excited to visit places? Like they were excited to accept the cultural differences and all these changes, or they were not interested to learn anything?
Yeah, so if I want to speak about my experience,
Yeah.
it has to be the day of sales, because we've had a girl which is Rita. She had worn the her traditional clothes.
Yeah.
And we have been selling the really cultural drinks that we have, like hibiscus, Moroccan tea, alongside surely the virgin mojitos. That was the start of the night, to be honest with you. But we've created a full experience. We've created the cultural music and other stuff. So when people really approached to our stall and they started looking at what is this,
Yeah.
and the moment that they start asking, what is this? You understand that those people are not just shut down into their own culture. They want to know more. They want to learn more about your own culture. And from then it's your mission and it's your responsibility to let them know what is your culture is really about.
Oh, so that's nice. Like, Sarah, can you tell me like one more thing? Like, have you visited any host family, US family, where you have visited their home and stayed with your friends over there? And how were those people? They were welcoming or not? Like, all these people, like every participants, like they will be going in groups to meet such kind of families. So was it a good learning experience or not?
We did. Yeah, we did. We stayed a whole evening and a night at Teresa's house, me and two other girl participants, and it was super lovely. We made a picnic on top of a mountain, and the view was amazing. Then we went to a small concert. You know, people, they were laughing and they were dancing and playing music, and it was really fun. It wasn't that big of a concert like rock and stuff. It was just a small country thing, which is amazing. We enjoyed every second of it, and they were really sweet. We brought them, every one of us brought to the host family souvenirs so they can remember us and we can talk more about ourselves. They were really open to know more about each country and each tradition. They were really excited to know, and they were really excited to tell also their own culture. And that was actually one of the highlights of the program. The host family was definitely a highlight. Also, something about the tradition thing, that we attended the 4th of July. that was great.
Oh, so that 4th of July, that was the
party.
question. Like I was going to ask, like you have celebrated Independence Day in US. Like how was that?
That was so much fun. There were like so many people and from different countries, from literally everywhere, and there was a fun part where everyone from each country had to sing their national anthem. That was super fun. Then there was.
So did you guys like sing your own country national anthem?
Yeah.
Also?
Unfortunately, we did.
Me and Ghaith were literally shouting it. We were like,
so everybody
we were singing it by the heart, and it was amazing. Yeah, and everyone was clapping. It was really fun. Everyone was really
I want to add just
accepting of everything.
Yeah, Ghaith, you can also add.
Yeah, so I think that because we've had these homestays, and Sarah, I'm really sorry for interrupting you. I thought that you had finished. Because we've had that thing where we stayed at people's families, I think that it had made me see that we have more similarities than differences. The house architecture might be different. The language that is being talked inside the house is different, but the love and the mutual respect inside of the house is just the same. That was outstanding. Yeah, that was really an eye-opening thing for me. That sometimes you just have to stop using your ears and you have just to listen by your heart to a house to know that we are not different at all.
Oh, that's nice. There are like definitely a lot of things like you people have enjoyed, and it is like a good experience for you both, and also you guys have learned all these things from other people. So in Independence Day, like as you have mentioned, Sarah, one thing, that there were a lot of people. So were there U.S. Families also, like different people from different type of organizations?
Actually, it was a U.S. family who hosted the party thing.
Okay.
And there were like different. Actually, there I met my. I met there Teresa, the one that the host family thing. I met her there, and actually no, there were like a lot of Americans, and they were telling us and talking through the whole party about their traditions and stuff.
Yeah, so that's nice. Like it means this thing that everything like you guys have done, like that was completely. And some people are asking, like they mostly ask that is SUSI program fully funded, like everything is being sponsored, like your travel from country to US, and then within US traveling, staying in hotel and everything, like is it free of cost or you have to pay?
Yeah.
No,
so you can go on.
You go on. It's fine.
Okay.
We can take turns.
Yeah, you both can take a question, and Ghaith, if you will tell us first, and then we will also go to Sarah.
Yeah, I think that the best way to describe the SUSI program is just people were sitting at a round table and they were just discussing what is everything these people would need throughout their stay. And then they would have a list of it, and then they would just give you enough money for you to actually, have every need that you would actually need inside of the United States to be covered. So you get a credit card. I recall that it was red. I really loved that credit card, to be honest with you. And when you're given to it, it's completely calculated what is the kind of money that you would need to survive the whole program. and then it would just be you really just making sure that you haven't really spent money here or there, and the money will be completely enough for you. You will not have to pay for anything, for your flights, for your food, for your hotel stays, for anything. It's all covered.
So everything was like covered in that context. Yeah. And Sarah, you were also mentioning something, and we just jumped. Like I just stopped.
Sure, as you said, everything was covered. The food, the where you sleep and where you stay in each hotel, in each house, in each everything was covered in each detail. Everything was really studied well. And I don't know if you mentioned before about the safety thing that we also had insurances.
Okay.
Yeah, each one of us had an insurance, so in case anything happens, you are also covered in that aspect of
so everybody
travel.
was like already insured, and they were having every stuff like being covered with them, so that was not the issue.
As we reached the second day, actually I guess it was the second day, we were given the credit cards, and we were given the SIM cards for the mobiles and the internet and stuff, and we were given the insurance cards, and everything was like really covered, and we were safe.
So things were okay in that context.
Yeah, sure.
That's really nice. So one more thing, like Sarah, from you and Ghaith, that I will be asking. Whatever like you guys have learned here, are you implementing all these things in your country also, or no? That is just finished.
Actually, as you speak, I am working on a project for social impact. I really don't want to say much because my first experience as an entrepreneur, I participated in a startup thing and they stole the idea. So, but it's fine because I mean, if they stole the idea, it means that it was a good idea. So
yeah, that was the learning.
I just had to come up with something better.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm working on something which will hopefully give a positive social impact.
Oh, that's nice. So all these things, Ghaith.
Yeah, so I think that the learning process in the SUSI program is divided into two things. It's surely the entrepreneurship and social and economic development and all of those things, but there's something that you can only feel. You know, it's not written on paper, but you can surely know that you have learned, which is how to be a better person, how to be able to deal with people that you have no idea who they are. And in cultures that you have no idea that you have no idea about before, in some new places, in some new, everything will just be new to you, and you always have to learn how to adapt. So since I was back in Jordan, I think that the most important thing that I have learned in the whole SUSI program is how to adapt and how to deal with people, and that is something I'm implementing in the real world since I was back every day, each hour.
So it's really nice to know all these things. A few more things like which I would like to know. So all these things, like when you are saying, so after this SUSI program, is everything finished, or still like there is a follow-up program, or there are like any other advocacy or ambassador sort of thing, or SUSI some sort of grants or funding, something like that?
Okay, can I go ahead?
Yeah, Sarah.
Yeah, sure.
Please.
Okay.
Yes, Sarah, you can tell us.
As soon as we as soon as we got back, not as soon as we got back, I mean, a while after we got back, a small while after we got back, actually Bob, you contacted us and sent us like a link for grants, and the embassy after that, after a bit, sent us also an email to be alumni. And in these groups and stuff, they always give small grants for you to work on your projects, and they reach like a really big amount. So if you have a project and stuff, you are always able to do something if you have the idea and the actual willing to do something.
Okay, so it means the thing that there is a continuous activities going on.
Yeah. Once SUSI, always SUSI.
Yeah, so once SUSI is always SUSI. A few more things, like as you all went back to your own countries and you all are in your own universities and education fields that you are attending, so are other students also accessing you, or they are asking you about the program, or have you conducted any session or any awareness activity to tell them about the SUSI, or have you transferred your learning and how you have transferred your learning and everything like that?
Yeah, I think that the transferring of the knowledge that we've had is a constant thing on daily basis. Each and every single day, you will be contacted by someone who will ask you how the hell you've did it, how the hell you've applied and have been accepted to SUSI, which is something that is really important for you to give back to people as an alumni and as an alumni of the SUSI program. So the second of all, I think that there's a program which is the SUSI Ambassador.
Yeah.
Which in it you will be trying to raise awareness about the SUSI program and all of those things that you have learned inside of your community. I have applied for it. I have really applied it in a short notice, so it wasn't really the best. I wasn't really the best application, but let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But at the meanwhile, I'm sure that we will be giving some much more sessions about this thing. As we are today participating in this web seminar, it's a thing, I guess.
Yeah.
And so
there are
surely,
few questions like Ghaith and Sara, like we have been receiving from people also, that they are saying this thing, that normally how much time this selection process will take, like when will the application be announced and when can they apply for this thing, and after when they will apply for this specific grant, like SUSI application 2020 for example, like I'm not saying that tell us the exact date, no, like just like month, end of month, or which month starts, something like that, because it is not announced, and U.S. Embassy will announce that thing, and then Meridian International will also put that thing on their own website and also on their Facebook pages. But if you will tell few things like how these things can be managed and all things, and further like once if somebody is selected, so when they will go to US and when will they attend this program? Yes, please.
Okay. I don't remember exactly the month that the application were like online and stuff, but I remember that it was winter because I was like next to the heater and a lot of clothes and stuff. I was scrolling through Facebook and I just found the link. I was like, okay, I'll apply to this. It was winter, and they called us for the first interview. I think it was like 2 months after.
Okay.
As I remember correctly, and everything actually after that happened so fast, because once you've been accepted in the first interview or the second interview, whatever, it based on how many interviews you have. Once you start with the visa processes, it's like everything goes so fast, because once you have your visa accepted, you got the airplane tickets and everything, you're like, oh wait, I'm traveling in the next 2 weeks, so you're like, okay, I need to pack.
Yeah, so it means this thing that then there will be, it will be so quick, and you will be in
I have to say something,
Ghaith, please.
So the most important thing when you are applying to SUSI, you have to have patience. It's the key thing, and sometimes you have really to throw yourself under the bus, because if you are applying to SUSI, you will not be applying to other things, and you have to have patience, because it starts with, I believe it was around the end of the year when we have applied to the SUSI program first, and then we were contacted about 3 months after it. And then we've been called to the embassy 1 month after it, and then we've had a confirmation email 2 months after it, and it really goes with many months until it's the really small period of having your visa, having your ticket, and then just you're about to go to the US. So if I want to have an advice for everybody, just keep your patience, and the US embassy will not just forget about you. the number one concern that people are going through. They say, okay, they might have forget about me, my form might have not been delivered,
Yeah.
and all of those things. No, your stuff are delivered, but there's a lot of people who are applying also. So you have to make sure that you give it a good amount of time, so you will not lose this opportunity.
Yeah. And a few.
Also, for
Yeah,
can
Sarah.
I just one thing for the people who want to apply? If you don't get the confirmation letter or email, you will always get the email that you are not accepted. It's not like you're not just hang there just waiting. I mean, if you got accepted, you will get it, and if you don't, you also will get an email, an official email that you are not accepted. So just
Like they
do
will tell
something
you
else.
everything that how things are going on. And when you are going for such kind of programs and all these things, like when you came, everybody like 20 participants from 5 different countries. So from you both, I am going to ask this question, although other 18 are not here. But I am just going to ask this thing, that are you people connected, or have you made any sort of linkages with other country people or organizations or universities or
Definitely.
anything? So if you will just share your linkages development, that how many linkages have you made, and was it possible, if you may not have applied for this program and you could have sit at home and in your own university, could you have done all these things? Yes, please.
Okay, so first of all, it's a really emotional thing for me to recall the days with my other colleagues, because now our relationship is it's not just a participants being colleagues.
Yeah.
It's now we're now a family, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We always have connection with each other. We always text each other. We always call each other. We always share more about our daily life with each other. So once, as Sarah have mentioned earlier, once a SUSI, always a SUSI. And and that is the most true thing that I've heard today. I guess that the links that we have made now, I have 19 different people in 5 different countries, and the impact that has on you mentally, you have really grown since the before going to the US. And it's truly an easier thing if you are planning to visit these countries, because now you have family members there.
Oh, that's really good.
Easier.
Like, so you have learned a lot, like, while this. And Sarah, what about you? Like, anything which is having?
Yeah. I wanted to add what Ghaith said. It's true. We have family everywhere right now, and it's so heartwarming, because we talk kind of weekly, because we have our own group, our own WhatsApp group. We send memes, we talk and stuff. And once there's like a international event like the Youth Forum in Sharm el-Sheikh, the Egyptians sent us the link so we could all apply, and we all did, and now we were just waiting for the confirmation letters. Hopefully we will all get it, and we're super excited actually to meet everyone again.
Yeah, so it is definitely, like, we would love to have you all again here. And few things, like if somebody in Jordan, like definitely, like we are not here, but we are arranging this session, and purpose of this session is only to make people aware about such kind of programs. So because a lot of people, they might be very good, but they don't know about such kind of programs, and they will miss such kind of opportunities. So it is just to make people aware about programs, and they should apply. So all these things. So if somebody in Jordan will be thinking, or any other country participants will be expecting to learn more, so will you be able to arrange such kind of sessions in your own universities or stuff like that, so that people can get benefit out of it?
Of course, as I have mentioned earlier, anything that I can help the society in, I will be more than happy and more than ready to do. If anyone in the that is watching us now or will be watching, if you guys have any kind of questions, you can surely ask us. So as I have said, the SUSI people are a family, and we can be your family if you need any kind of help.
So definitely.
Can I add something also? After I've been back, actually a lot of people have been asking about the program and stuff, and I've helped. I didn't help you. I mean, there's still not an application for this program, but definitely a lot of people are excited about it.
Yeah.
And after we've learned how to do this process, I've helped like 3 people do other 3 different applications, which were accepted all, and that was awesome.
Yeah.
Because you just don't learn something. I mean, you don't learn from just for one thing. You learn for like everything, and that's. I mean, you inspire people at the end. So yes, if anyone who's watching has any questions, please do contact us. We would be like really happy to answer any questions.
And all these things, like whenever we are conducting such kind of things, so definitely like Sara and Ghaith and so many other people, like they have attended such kind of programs, so they will always try to assist you, facilitate you, guide you. But we are going to share one thing, that we will never ever fill your form, because you have to fill your own form, because you have done things, like you have studied, you have your own achievements, so you have to put everything in your application. Like either Sara or Ghaith, they don't know, like whosoever is going to, like XYZ, somebody will contact and will say, hey Ghaith, kindly apply for me. So Ghaith cannot apply, Sara cannot apply for you.
Sure.
So you.
Oh no, we can sure help, but we can't.
Like we will just guide.
We can show you the outlines.
Like
we can just draw you guys the outlines.
Outlines and important.
You guys have to fill in what is inside of the drawing.
So those important things, like what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Like sometimes you are going to put all irrelevant details which are not required in the application, and sometimes you are missing all important information which is not present in the application that has to be present in that. So Sara and Ghaith, like they definitely like shared a lot of practical insight, and we are happy that you both have shared your own learning experience about SUSI and your visit to the US and everything like that. So we have taken a lot of time of yours, and we are really pleased and we are really honored to have your time. So before going and before we will say goodbye to our audience, so Ghaith and Sara, can you please mention things, and also before we will go for questions, so definitely there are a lot of comments coming. So one guy, Basil also, and he is also saying that Sara has helped me in filling application of one of the program and I have been accepted. So he is also saying thanks, and some other guys, like all those questions we have addressed. So all these definitely, so you people are contributing, and I am happy for all these things, like you people are helping people in many ways. So by the way, from Ghaith and Sara, so what do you suggest to young people and those youth, that should they avail such kind of opportunities or not, and why should they? Because you can tell from your own experience and your own learning. So Ghaith, if you will say something, and then we will also go to Sara, and then we will close all this session. Yes, please.
So if I want to tell people, when people ask me why have you went on this journey, I think it's most the most common answer for me would be because you have to learn things that are not available at your own space. You always have to move, you always have to travel, you always have to change your location in order to change the things that you will learn. If you have stayed at the same place, you will be affected by the same people, you will be learning the same outcomes every single time. But the moment that you change your location, you change the people that you are interacting with, you will be learning much more, and some new outcomes will start to appear. And that is the thing that is most important about anything. It's not the thing that you have traveled and you have become a tourist and you've had some fun, you've had some pretty pictures. It's truly some of the package that you are getting. But the most important thing is that you have to change the outcomes that you have learned in order to be a better person.
Thank you, Ghaith. And please, Sara, why should people apply, and your own experience?
I will just add one thing which I learned through these years, and which is, if any event or opportunity that you have, as small or as big as it is, just do it. Don't be lazy. Just do it.
Okay.
Because every small or big thing, I mean, small things lead to bigger things. So just work on yourself. Just do it. Don't be lazy. You may apply for something. Let's say, okay, I want to do this thing for a day. Let's say for an event for a day. I want to volunteer for a day. And then when the day comes, you'll be like, I don't want to go. Just go. Do it.
Like never give up. Always show up.
Just do stuff.
Always show up and things like that. So thank you very much. I hope like if you guys wanted to share something, I have given maximum chance to speak. But still, if there is something you can speak. Otherwise, like definitely you both are like really stars, and you both are definitely like you both have done a lot of achievements. And apart from you both, like other guys also, like all those your friends who were in the programs and they have attended. So I hope you guys had a memorable time and everything like that. So thank you very much. And hope to see you again, and we will call you and we will request again whenever the application is announced. So then we will have a combined session, and we will try to engage all those 20 participants of your program and other programs also. So we will try to bring those people also, and we will engage them here, and we will try to share your experiences with everybody. So once again, thank you very much to the Jordan team, and in Jordan team, Sara and Ghaith.
Thank you so much.
Stay blessed, and hope to see you again.
Okay, good.